Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is Back Channels. And that simply means that by going through back channels, a lot of things can be pending right now, or they can be getting worked on in behind the scenes or in a hidden sort of a way, but it can still be a very constructive way that can bring change soon. And the reason why is that something unusually wonderful is happening in the heavens right now. And it is that there are planets in all four elements, and they are trining each other within their element. The four elements are fire, air, earth, and water. And there are planets in every single element. And because they're trining each other, that opens up opportunity for everyone. A trine is when two planets in the same element in different sun signs are letting their energy flow unrestricted to each other. A trine is like a green light. It means that the good aspects of each planet can go, and they can certainly help people out. That's good for everybody right now because there are four elements, and so since the planets are trining each other within the elements, it helps every single sun sign, all 12 sun signs, because there are 3 sun signs in every one of the 4 elements. So this means that there is some opportunity, or there can be a sort of a turnaround, a fortunate turnaround for just about everyone in the next week. And in fact, among the air signs, it simply means there is the possibility of some sort of rapprochement or peace or negotiated settlement, or the possibility of a new partner, or talking about a contract, or making some sort of a deal that can generate further business in one way or another. And that is because today the moon is in Libra, the sign of peace and partnership and the law and contracts. And it is trining Venus, the ruler of Libra, which is in Aquarius today, and Venus is conjuncting Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, but they're both in Aquarius. So those 3 planets are trining the sign of Gemini, and Gemini rules communication and change. So by going through back channels, or by talking very, very quietly to people right now, or reaching out and making contact with others, there can be some negotiating going on that can have a lot of promise for the future. And it can even mean that there could be some sort of truce, or there can be some sort of time out that brings relief right now. And people can be working on that idea behind the scenes. Among the fire signs, it simply means that there could be some new way to approach an old problem. And it can come about because a leader may be able to offer some sort of meeting place for people behind the scenes or through back channels that can get together and confer and confide in each other. Who would these people be? They may be people that have rebellious ideas or brand new ideas and want to do everything their own way. But they need the counsel of very experienced people who may be a little stuck in a rut, but who have so much experience that they can help these people with their own ideas, develop them so that they can be successful eventually. And that is because Saturn in Sagittarius, which can represent experienced people, is exactly trining Uranus, which represents rebellious people or people ahead of their time, in Aries, the sign of new beginnings. And those 2 planets are trining the 3rd fire sign, Leo, which does rule leadership, children, sports, and the entertainment world, and it does rule being an entrepreneur. So behind the scenes, as long as people can sort of quietly brainstorm and develop their ideas, there can be good things coming out of that eventually. Among the earth signs, there is the possibility that by reviewing proven facts that are validated, that people can see, there can be a way to resolve a question of values right now. And that can help restore credibility and trust to our institutions. This is good because it means that you can perhaps trust your work atmosphere a little bit more, or your employer, or the government, or policies that can benefit everyone. And that's because Jupiter in Virgo, which does rule facts, particularly proven facts, and accountability, is trining Pluto in Capricorn, which rules management in large corporations and government agencies and policies. And those two planets are trining Taurus, and that Taurus rules investments. And so as soon as we're able to resolve problems based on proven facts or a review of them, and sort of get our budgets in line a little bit better, that could help restore trust and credibility to institutions which have been doing questionable things lately. And you know, we've got to change that a little bit. So that can be going on behind the scenes. Among the water signs, the pressure and tension that can be induced by financial worries right now can be modified or reduced right now by intermediaries who are meeting in back channels or behind the scenes. And these intermediaries are not heads of organizations, but they are experts in their field. And if experts can get together and confer through back channels, their approach could perhaps soften the pending recession or downturn in our economy, and that would be good. And that is because Mars in Scorpio is trining both the Sun and Neptune in Pisces today, and they are conjuncting. They're very strong, and those three planets are all trining the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules the home and the family, and because it has so much support right now, there is the possibility that in a sort of a quiet way, families can go ahead and help each other and heal as well. So that is wonderful, and that's what I mean by the fact that all 12 sun signs can benefit from this wonderful period of time when all four elements have planets in a trine that can help support and solve problems right now, support others and solve problems. However, there is no one-size-fits-all solution right now, but there certainly is, I think, a positive opening for a lot of people to work through their problems, and that is because people with thoughtful hearts and minds and very soft voices can be working in the background right now to solve problems. And we are not going to be seeing them do that right now, but they are there. And they are able to work on solving problems despite conflicting interests which still exist, and despite the clamor and the shouting of dissident opinions that people have right now. In other words, our problems haven't gone away, but this is a unique time right now when people can be working through back channels or behind closed doors on ways to solve problems, or at least avert the worst possibilities right now. And that is for the good of everyone. Okay, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that this gives you a green light. Remember, that's what a trine is, when one planet trines another. And in fact, in your sign, Uranus is exactly trining Saturn in Sagittarius today, and together those two planets are trining the sign of Leo. And so I think there is the possibility that you may be involved in something new. And, you know, whether you're prepared for it or not, you can be wanting to jump in and try something out, Aries. Well, that's great, because you're going to have the opportunity to meet with people who are more experienced or who have knowledge that you need in order to develop a certain skill of yours right now that you want to attain. And so that is possible because a leader may come along, it could even just be your boss, Aries, and help you get together with people who can enlighten you in one way or another. In other words, you might have a great idea, but you may not have the skill or the cooperation from others to succeed at it. And that's what you're going to need, is teamwork. And there is the possibility that you can be working with other people right now who can guide you in order to develop your great ideas in the future. And this is sort of a lucky time for you to do that, Aries, so good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, certainly you can be enhanced now by looking over proven facts. Remember, Jupiter is in Virgo, trining your sun, and by also getting backing from people who are pretty high up in management in large corporations or government agencies, or simply by knowing policies that can benefit you in the long run. And that's good because Pluto's trining your sun and so is Jupiter. Those two planets are going to stay like that, Taurus, lucky you, until September when Jupiter will finally move on. Pluto will be trining your sun for years to come. So I think that you're doing okay, Taurus, and that you can be pleased with your performance record right now. However, in relationships, I think, remember, not all the problems are solved yet, and it can be that there is a financial matter that is pressing right now that has to do with credit, debt, or taxes, or loans, or inheritance, something like that, because Mars in Scorpio is opposing your sun sign. Or if it's not your problem, it can be a loved one's problem, because Venus and Mercury in Aquarius, and Venus is your own ruler, are squaring your sun sign right now, and it could be somebody else that's having some sort of financial difficulty right now, and there could be some tension or pressure that they're creating for you, perhaps because they want you to help them out of that, or simply because you're facing higher costs in the future. So you will still have to address that, but by your own efforts, I think that you're doing very well right now. This is a good year for you, Taurus, so I hope you retain your confidence and go forward. And if there is a financial problem that needs solving, I'd get on it as quick as possible because it's not going to go away. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is a wonderful time for you, and the reason why is that the moon in Libra is trining your sun, and Venus is conjuncting Mercury, your own ruler in Aquarius, and they are also trining your sun. And so that simply means that a very nice person could be heading your way that could make your life a lot happier, Gemini. They could be a good partner. They could be somebody who's very helpful with legal information, for instance, or there can be somebody who is thinking about a contract that they may offer you in one way or another, or deal with you on a contract, and that would be favorable. And also there is the possibility that there is some kind of deal or some kind of change that you would like to have go forward. It won't do it as quickly as you would like, but it still could go forward right now. So what I think this means for you, even if things are happening in back channels and behind the scenes, is that there is a sort of a world of opportunity that is about to open up for you, Gemini, and you've got a lot of support for that as well, whether you know it or not. So I would certainly look forward to a better future because I think it's headed your way. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I think that it's very fortunate that Mars in Scorpio is trining your sun, and the Sun and Neptune in Pisces are also trining your sun, because that simply means that there can be money around to help you make a dream come true, or it can be that through sort of a quiet way of yours, Cancer, you could probably help a family member or heal some sort of rift or help people get over some sort of relationship problem right now, and that would make you happy too. So, you know, it's not by doing big things right now. Going through back channels means that people with good hearts and minds and soft voices are working in ways that are going to be helpful in the long run, but which cannot be seen real clearly right now, but they're there. And so you may be involved in really helping someone out right now, Cancer. And that is good because Uranus in Aries is still squaring your sun, meaning that there's always going to be the odd surprise that can throw you off base in the next few years while Uranus remains in Aries. And also Pluto in Capricorn is opposing your sun, meaning that when people make policies or want to cut budgets, they're going to do it based on the bottom line, not on personality. And today, the moon in Libra is also squaring your sun. So I'm not saying that you are not going to be facing challenges. I am saying that you are empowered right now to help others and help yourself heal from something. And I think you're going to be pretty successful at that in your own quiet way, Cancer. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is simply a time when you may be instrumental in finding a way to bring sort of the new and the old together. And I don't mean people's ages. I mean people with new ideas or people who have so much experience with doing things successfully in the past that they can be very good mentors to others who have great ideas but no experience in developing them. So I think you might be instrumental in just bringing people together or helping form a team or encouraging people, not just the ones who are a little rebellious and want to go off on their own, but also bringing people who have doubts, but also a great deal of experience together and trying to form something that will help people address a challenge right now. In other words, there can be a challenge that a lot of people are worried about, and it's going to take fresh ideas, and it's also going to take people with a lot of experience to adapt to a challenge in order to surmount it, and you could be helpful with that because there is a trine in fire signs. At the same time, there can be somebody who is thinking of moving on in their own futuristic way without you, and that is because Venus and Mercury in Aquarius are opposing your sun, and Mars in Scorpio is squaring it, which means there are other people who have very strident ideas right now in a loving way, but they're still pretty convinced, Leo, that they want to do things their way, and they are probably thinking that they're going to sort of go around you rather than argue with you. This isn't a time when a lot of people want to argue, but they can still be holding on to their opinions, and so can you, Leo. But I think that this is a time when you can be seen in a very good light as long as you're trying to help bring people together in sort of a team-building way, which would be great. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, you certainly are the person with a lot of answers right now because your sign rules details and you have Jupiter there trining Pluto in Capricorn. And so management can really be liking the way that you continually go back and review information and try to find more validation for results right now. And since you are in a position to keep doing that, first of all, it means that people can be coming to you for the answers to some sort of question of values that needs to be straightened out or needs to be clarified. And after that is done and the proven facts can be readily assessed by everyone, then there's going to have to be an effort to restore trust and credibility to institutions. And I think you can be instrumental in that, Virgo, in your own quiet way. And for that reason, I'm cautioning you not to believe people who are sort of selling blue sky or who may not be telling the whole truth right now. And that is because the sun is conjuncting Neptune in Pisces, but they are opposing your sun sign right now. And Saturn in Sagittarius is squaring your sun sign. So you need to stick to the facts, Virgo, and keep your mind on them. Keep concentrating only on the facts, not on personalities. And that is because it's the facts that are going to stand up to scrutiny right now. And that's why you've got to be very careful with them, because a lot of people have got to have their trust restored. And I think that you're going to be able to help with that in a very good way. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, the moon is in your sign today, which is wonderful for you, Libra, because it can sort of make you mellow, and it can focus a lot of light on you and on the things that you are good at, such as wanting peace and being diplomatic and being able to negotiate things right now. And so that's good because Venus, your own ruler, and Mercury are trining your sun sign. And that simply means that there can be very good news for you, Libra, about the future or about some future project or plan or something that can be rather enticing for you. And that can come right out of the blue. But it's more important to sort of settle things right now or to make peace or get over something or try to work on some sort of truce or time out that could bring relief. You may be instrumental in that, but I think that you're going to have your talents shine right now, Libra, and you're going to be very well liked for that. So this is certainly going to be a good week for you. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is simply a time when I think that it's good that you try to slow down a little bit. And the reason why is that Mars is in your sign and it is a very strident, dominant planet right now. However, it is squaring Venus and Mercury in Aquarius, and so that has provided quite a bit of tension and pressure among men and women about financial affairs, okay? Not everyone's getting along when it comes to talking about money right now. But on the other hand, with your energy and your ability to manage things, particularly manage money and budgets, with that Mars in your sign trining both the Sun and Neptune, which are conjuncting each other in Pisces today, it simply means that you can probably help people through back channels or behind the scenes realize their potential or realize their dreams. This is a very good time for you to be instrumental in healing somebody or something, and it might be through money, it might be through greater understanding, it might be through forgiveness, but whatever it is, you could be very instrumental in helping others right now, Scorpio. And that's good because you've been going at things pretty hard and in a strident and almost impatient way, which actually isn't like you. Patience is ruled by your sign, Scorpio. So you do need to slow down because Mars in your sign is squaring the sign of Leo, and Leo rules the heart and the back and the blood supply. And with Mars squaring that sign, it simply means that particularly people with high blood pressure can be subject to increased tension that would really harm them. And so this is an excellent time for you to consider sort of backing off and slowing down and being a helping hand rather than a leader or a general right now. You don't have to give orders, Scorpio. You can just sort of go along with things and help through back channels behind the scenes, because that way you won't lose the love of people that you really care about, and that's important to you. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is simply a time that I think that you can be quite instrumental, not in doing a lot yourself, but in advising other people who can be a little rebellious or want to start something new. You can be enticed by their great ideas, but with your experience and with your high-minded intellect, you can want to do what is morally good or morally right for others. And so this is a time when you can actually be at your best. It might be that you don't have too much action to contribute, but that you might have some very good ideas, and you could have a way of bringing people together, maybe even slowing them down a little bit on a team, and really thinking something out in a round way that doesn't focus just on one bright idea, but brings people together in order to address some sort of challenge. And that is how your experience can help others right now, Sagittarius. And there may be a leader around that is going to encourage you to do that. So if you have the chance to join a team, you should do that, because your experience would be invaluable. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when it would be very good for you to consolidate your assets. And the reason why is that Jupiter in Virgo, which rules details and accounting and banking, is trining your sun, where you have Pluto. And so in order to make yourself more powerful, Capricorn, and also in order to watch your investments more closely, remember those two planets are also trining the sign of Taurus, you need to consolidate things and perhaps even shrink your budget a little bit to make it more economical, because Capricorn, your sign rules time, and Capricorns usually live a very long time. So you would want to consolidate your assets in order to ensure that you will have them for a very, very long time. So I hope you concentrate on that now. Cost cutting is a good idea. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is simply a time with Venus and Mercury in your sign being trined beautifully by the moon in Libra today, that you can have some good news about a future project or plan, and that would be great. It might get you out of some financial difficulty because Mars in Scorpio is still squaring your sun, but it won't be. It's going to leave Scorpio by next week. So you may be just on the verge of something new that could work out quite well for you, Aquarius. And particularly if you have paid down your bills or you don't have a lot of debt, that would help you move forward. And you might be just on the verge of making a pretty good deal right now, Aquarius. So I think that you should be open to all good ideas right now, if you can be, because people are seeing you in a very good light, and you too could be enjoying the role of the peacemaker right now, since that's what Venus rules, and it is in your sign. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is simply a time when you can be divinely inspired, particularly to do something very creative and very healing. And that is because today the Sun and Neptune are conjuncting in your sign, and Neptune is your own ruler, and they are being beautifully trined by Mars in Scorpio. So there can be some money around somewhere for a very creative idea of yours, Pisces. Or it can simply be that through back channels or behind the scenes, there can be some sort of healing going on, or perhaps counseling going on that could make either you or someone else heal and get over a problem. So this is an optimum time to work on what's really bothering you, because I think you can get some help with that and solve it. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.